Hello, everyone, and welcome to an amazing episode of the Gridiron Glory here with Will and Tad here talking football, all things football. Our main focus in life is football, and that's the way it should be. We're talking Giants, we're talking Cowboys. What a game here in week two with the Cowboys coming away with an unbelievable 40 to 37 overtime win. I mean, what can you say about this game? I mean, the early window on Sunday was incredible here in week two. I mean, you just start at the fourth quarter, you go into the fourth quarter, a 1 point game. Every drive in the fourth quarter led to points. Every single drive you get Cowboys field goal, then five straight touchdowns, with each team's trading touchdowns, and of course the field goal at the end to force overtime. I mean, just you were at your edge of the seats the entire game. I mean, you just love to see a football game like this. Early on, this has potential to be up there for game of the year, up there with the Buffalo Baltimore week one game. I mean, just incredible football. Will, what was your emotion like as you were watching the end of this game and all these exciting early window games?
Yeah, Tad, I'll tell you what, there was a lot of excitement in the early window. You had obviously 9 games going on at once. Tad and I watching all 9 of them at once. That's what we do here at the Gridiron Glory. Two guys, all 32 teams. That's just what we do on Sundays. But yeah, Tad, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't expecting this particular football game, given its history. Like we talk about the Cowboys and everything. This is normally the game where Dak Prescott comes out here and I mean, he's been known to be kind of a Giants killer in his career, but that's not the case this time. As this version of the rivalry, you got Russell Wilson just coming in here and putting on a show for the fans, bringing it to the overtime period and everything. Obviously, you would have liked to seen a better effort from the Giants defense at the end of this game to maybe close it out, but the Cowboys still remaining resilient, doing what they needed to do to go out here and get the job done. Russell Wilson, though, 0 for 2 on legacy drives. Don't know how I feel about that one, Tad. That was talking about my emotions.
Yeah, it was definitely weird. I mean, fair to say in the overtime session, he was 0 for 2 on the legacy drives, though he did lead three legacy drives in the fourth quarter. Like I said, they flipped all the time. And I mean, that touchdown at the end, I mean, when he hit Malik Neighbors deep down the field with 25 seconds to go, that put the Giants up by three late in the game. I thought they had it on lock at that point. I mean, but we all saw what their defense did and what Dak did going down the field there to get that 64-yard field goal for Aubrey.
And I want to give a credit to the Cowboys defense in the overtime period for, especially in the secondary, for being able to cover some of those receivers downfield and make it extremely difficult for Russell Wilson to make a big play in the overtime period late when he needed to. So credit to the Cowboys defense there.
Yeah, obviously the big interception by a Mr. Donovan Wilson. I mean, probably the play of the game in a game that had so many big plays. I mean, after getting completely torched the entire fourth quarter, like we said, the Cowboys defense, they completely rebounded. Both defenses, their credits, rebounded in overtime. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah. Starting with the box score for the Cowboys defense, you talked about Donovan Wilson. Yeah, Donovan Wilson, number 6. 6 total tackles, 3 solo, a pass defended, and obviously you mentioned the I don't see the interception particular. Oh, there it is. Yeah, the big interception. So yeah, Tad, Donovan Wilson, um, to me, obviously went out there and he made some big plays, made some big time plays, and he was a difference maker in this Dallas defense today.
yeah, I mean, it was a big game. It's the game they needed. I mean, obviously, like he went out and he made that big play. I mean, it's the overall grades for the Cowboys defense is not going to look all that good because of what happened in regulation. I mean, you give up the 37 points, that's not going to lead to good grades for the most parts, but they stepped up when they needed to in overtime. That's really what matters. I mean, you get the
Yeah,
two stops, and that's what they
yeah.
needed.
I don't agree with the 33.1 grade for Donovan Wilson at all. I mean, they PFF was extremely harsh on him, so definitely don't agree with them. I mean, I don't know what they were seeing, but to me, I was seeing Donovan Wilson going out there and making some spectacular plays and being an incredible football player.
Yeah, I mean, he made the big play late. I mean, like I said, you give up the three touchdowns in the fourth quarter. That could hurt some grades. But I mean, like I said, they step up when they need to, and that's what really matters more than a grade. I mean, when they needed a play, they got the play.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, hey, he'll take the team win over a PFF grade any day. I feel like all of these players will care way more. They're gonna none of these players care. Like we care about the PFF grades. These players just care about the win itself, no matter what it takes. So that happened. Um, yeah. Were there any other players that stood out to you on the defensive side of the football for the Cowboys?
Um, yeah, I mean, looking at the defense, I mean, Kenny Clark had a solid game. Um, Reddy Stewart, I mean, he had to step up and play as some of the starting corners. They were injured, so Reddy Stewart had 47 snaps. He started, had a solid game, solid enough. But yeah, I mean, not a lot doing for either of the defense, especially in regulation. Just a tough day for the defenses.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Just a tough, tough going, but they do obviously shut down the Giants defense when they needed to late. The Cowboys defense obviously struggled in regulation, but did what they needed to do in the overtime period. Dak Prescott, 38 of 52, 361 yards. You got the two touchdowns, the interception. He was sacked 3 times, does have a quarterback rating of 96.7 in this football game. To me, Dak Prescott, the best player on the offensive side of the football, Tat. Uh, Certainly a big bounce back game from last week. And obviously, to mention the 3 carries for 17 yards, Dak Prescott, a bit underrated in his rushing ability. I mean, he's obviously, again, not the quarterback he was once at Mississippi State back in his day, but he can still sneakily rush the ball sometimes.
Yeah, Dak Prescott had a huge game. In my opinion, the best player on the offensive side of the ball for Dallas is definitely number 88, CeeDee Lamb. He had a big bounce back game in a big way. 9 catches on 11 targets. I mean, of course, we all saw what happened week one on the national stage.
But
With the
but did you
drop,
have any
but he
takes
had a big
particular on Dak
bounce
Prescott,
back.
real quick?
Yeah, like I said, I think Dak had a good game, nice bounce back. I mean, they needed the win, and I mean, obviously nobody expected a shootout, but when they needed plays, Dak Prescott delivered the plays. That's like I said, that's what matters in a football game. He made the plays you had to make to first force the overtime and then just move the ball. He did what he had to do.
And of course, you mentioned big time playmaker CeeDee Lamb, 9 catches, 112 yards. You were mentioning that 33 long. Yeah, CeeDee Lamb, obviously. Tad, we mentioned it last game. CeeDee Lamb, he had to do some work with the ball machine after dropping some big plays in that week one game against Philadelphia. Tad, CeeDee Lamb coming out here, leading this wide receiving room. And does this upgrade your ranking on CeeDee Lamb after this performance?
Honestly, I would have had him at number three coming into the game, and I'd probably still have him at number three after. But I mean, he had a bounce back game. I mean, I think we all expected CD Lamb to have a bounce back game, and he did what you'd expect. He's an incredible football player.
I really love CeeDee Lamb. I think he's an incredible talent. Absolutely. I mean, he just went out here against the Giants and he just, again, just making incredible plays left and right. Javonte Williams, 18 carries, 97 yards, and that big touchdown early on. Tad, Javonte Williams has been an incredible addition to this Cowboys offense. I'm really like what I'm seeing so far out of Javonte Williams. Obviously, a resilient comeback story coming back from his injury. Again, another great performance here today. Look, just great to have on fantasy. And just look for Javonte Williams specifically to keep it going. He led the great hand in the wide receiving room today as well. 6 catches for 33 yards. I would say I personally rank Javonte Williams atop. I'll go the 15 to 20 range amongst RB1s.
Yeah, I think that's probably a pretty fair take. He had an incredible game. I mean, just a lot of offense in this game, and he certainly contributed. And I mean, I'd say he probably performed a bit better than I would have expected. He might be moving up in the running back rankings very shortly. I was also impressed with what I saw from Jake Ferguson, who had 9 catches for 78 yards. Nobody covers the NFC East tight end rankings here, like Gridiron Glory. And after seeing what we've seen from Jake Ferguson in this football game, he might be making a strong case to move up to number one in the rankings, past guys like Goddard and Ertz.
Well, I gotta say, the NFC tight ends, the NFC East tight ends, definitely made some big plays in week 2. So that's gonna be a certainly an interesting ranking list as we develop that throughout the season. Uh, but yeah, I like Jake Ferguson a lot, and he's a tremendous tight end. I mean, obviously, you would have liked to maybe have seen him get a touchdown catch, especially if you were fantasy owner of him, perhaps. I was kind of a lot bigger on him than the PFF grade of 55.9. He did have a pass blocking grade of 72.9. So, definitely uh, a really good blocking tight end. I would definitely rank his passing ability above some other starting tight ends in the league for perhaps. Um, so Jake Ferguson is a very solid tight end. I'm big on him. I'm definitely he's to me a very sneakily good tight end, more consistently than not.
Yeah, I would say among sneakily good tight ends, I would have to rank Jake Ferguson above K. Dotton in my personal opinion. But that goes without saying there. Also George Pickens, he introduced himself to Cowboys faithful in this game. 5 catches for 68 yards, a touchdown, made some big plays late in the game. What were you thinking when you saw George Pickens assert himself in this football game?
I mean, yeah, George Pickens, obviously, yeah, that touchdown that was a huge play, and then fantasy owners were maybe wanting to see a few more yards out of him, but nonetheless, George Pickens had in this football game, uh, asserting himself in this Cowboys wide receiver room, and what's already a wide receiver room where you're not the best wide receiver, and
Yeah,
humbly, George Pickens has had to take his role, but he's done a tremendous job of doing so.
yeah,
And worth
certainly
noting,
a
the
tremendous job.
graded out pretty well, 75.4 offensive overall PFF grade. So he graded out very well. Shout out to him.
Certainly a shout out there. So yeah, the Cowboys offense, they had a big day, obviously, as you would have expected. What was a bit less expected was that the Giants offense matched them pretty much play for play for the strong majority of the game. Nobody expected Russell Wilson to go out on that football field and do what he did. He went 30 of 41, 450 yards, 3 touchdowns, one interception, unfortunately, at the end there. But I mean, if I would have told you before the season that Russell Wilson would be setting a career high for passing yards in a game, how would you have responded before the season?
Well, as a Denver Broncos fans had, I would personally have told you that I don't know that would have seemed like a difficult, tall task to achieve for him. But hey, I'm very happy for Russ. I'm glad that he's found a great situation in New York. Well, I wouldn't necessarily say a great situation, but he's making the most out of it. That's for sure. He's making the most out of it. He went out here in this football game, and I mean, yeah, you know, you get 2 chances with the legacy drive, and it's just you're thinking to yourself, oh, Russell Wilson can come out here and do what he does again, but nonetheless, I don't want to discredit the incredible stat performance that he had, and some fantasy owners may regret having him on the bench. Like myself, I certainly feel like I could have had a different football game if I would have put him in. I had Joe Burrow starting too, so really wish I would have started Russell Wilson on my fantasy game. That's for absolute sure. I certainly regretted having him on the bench in my fantasy matchup. Let me put it to you that way when it comes to Russell Wilson in this football game. The 450 yards, absolutely incredible. Uh, You hate to see the interception tag. You just hate to see it. It's just something in football that unfortunately is a part of football sometimes that you just hate to see.
Yeah. Yeah, he was definitely pressing in that moment. I mean, doing what he could to try to go for the win, and it's just obviously it didn't work out. But a great overall game for the Giants on offense. I mean, they competed very well, which I don't think many of us would have expected, and they did that. A lot of good weapons. I mean, they this is a team that I mean, there's a lot of weaknesses, but they also have some weapons on offense. And I think there's none better than Malik Neighbors with his 9 catches for 167 yards, 2 touchdowns. Like I said, it looked like he was gonna have that game winner there at the end in regulation, but it didn't hold up. But an unbelievable effort from Malik Neighbors in this football game.
Yeah, Tad Malik Neighbors. I mean, yeah, the 167 yards, the 2 touchdowns, targeted 13 times. I mean, yeah, Tad Malik Neighbors. Fantasy owners were extremely impressed and happy with what he was able to cut, what he was able to achieve, and what he was able to do in this football game. Um, so I the second year player out of LSU. And I'd like to personally ask you, Tad, where would you rank Malik Neighbors amongst LSU wide receivers in the National Football League, specifically out of LSU?
I'd probably have to go as high as number 3.
A very interesting take. Would you rank him above or below Brian Thomas Jr. in his specific
I think
class?
I would have to rank him above Brian Thomas Jr. I just think he has I think he has more athletic ability. I think he's more able to go make the big play. Brian Thomas Jr. off to a bit of a slow start this year, but I think he's an incredible athlete too. I would rank him number 4 on that list of LSU wide receivers, but I would definitely give the edge to Malik Neighbors at this point in their careers.
Yeah, yeah, certainly there for sure. Yeah, Tad Wandale Robinson. 8 catches, 142 yards, a touchdown. Wandale Robinson was going out here in this football game. He was making incredible plays left and right. I see the shirt that you are wearing. Wandale Robinson once played for a certain university that you may or may not have liked at the certain time in that season, seeing him make plays for a certain university wearing a certain color that's the opposite of the shirt that you're wearing. Yes, where do
Hmm.
you rank Wandell Robinson out of receivers from the University of Nebraska in the league?
Well, I mean, you could also say he comes from the University of Kentucky as well. That's where he graduated from at the end. But considering players that had at one point played at Nebraska, I mean, I think he's probably their best receiver currently in the league. Am I missing any other receivers in the league for Nebraska?
Um, yeah, Trey Palmer.
Of course, Trey Palmer. Trey Palmer is an incredible player too. That might be a bit neck and neck. At this point in their careers, I'd probably say Wandale might be a little bit ahead of Trey Palmer, but I think
Wow,
Trey Palmer.
that's a bold
I
take.
mean, you don't see a lot. I mean, Palmer's kind of buried in the depth chart a bit at New Orleans, but I think he's an incredible player too. I think he could get bigger opportunities. We'll see.
Yes, for sure. Tyrone Tracy Jr. Nobody covers Tyrone Tracy Jr. the way we do here at the Gridiron Glory. Yeah, Tyrone Tracy Jr. Big Ten representation in the National Football League. 4 receptions, 36 for 46 yards. He also had five carries for 15 yards. Uh, Obviously, Tyrone Tracy, he's going to go out there. He's going to always do his thing. Shout out to Tyrone Tracy Jr. He's just an incredible talent on this team.
Yeah, he's got some skills. He can do some things, but it looks like in the receipt in the I'm sorry, in the running back room, it looks like he's been getting a bit passed up by their draft pick. The incredibly athletic playmaking threat, Cam Scatabo.
Yeah, Tad Cam Scataboo. I don't know how you say, is it Cam Scatabo or it's Cam Scataboo, but yeah, 11 carries for 45 yards and a touchdown. and then the 2 receptions for 14 yards. Um, an incredible talent. Obviously, fantasy owners drafted him. We talked about him in the preseason about how he could come out here. He can make a trick play or two or a sneakily good play. Yeah, where would you rank him amongst the Arizona State players in the NFL that you're aware of?
Yeah, I mean, he's in terms of like offensive skill players, he's probably up there. I mean, he would certainly have to be held in very high regard. I think now that he's gotten this opportunity to be the
Would
lead
you,
player there, I think he
w-
would certainly have a chance.
amongst players all time that have come out of Arizona State University, would you rank him above or below Rob Gronkowski?
I mean, Gronkowski, obviously. But I mean, right now, I mean, probably the two most prominent offensive players from Arizona State are him and Brandon Ayuk. Of course, Ayuk injured right now,
Or wait, did
unfortunately.
Gronkowski go to Arizona?
Yeah, Rob Gronkowski, of course, I mean, he went to his school, and that did happen to be the college formerly known as the University of Arizona, U of A.
So that'll have to be an edited out take. Yeah, moving forward, looking at the Giants defense, nobody here on the Gridiron Glory, like myself, covers Bobby Okereke. We give exclusive Bobby Okereke reports every single time. Tad, looking at Bobby Okereke, number 58 for the Giants, 10 total tackles, 4 solo, pass defended, a hit on the quarterback. Obviously, always coming out here being a leader on this defense.
Yeah, I mean, the defense, I mean, he did what he did out there, but really they needed more stops. And I mean, you'd really hope that late in that game he could have been one of the players there that would have helped to make a stand to have that late lead hold up. But I've seen better games from Bobby Okereke than this one.
For sure. Abdul Carter, nobody covers Abdul Carter the way we do on the Gridiron Glory. Abdul Carter only one tackle. Tad, what is he needing to do to keep it going? Abdul Carter need more
Yeah,
than just one tackle.
just a very disappointing game for Abdul Carter. I thought we would see a much more high level showing. I mean, he got on the field quite a bit, 67 snaps out of the 89 or so they had on defense. And just he did not have a whole lot of plays. I mean, you'd expect him to be able to make some big plays here against the Cowboys, and it didn't happen. I mean, and as for what he can do, just stay the course. I mean, it's the NFL. You're just getting used to the NFL. I still have no doubt that he can be one of the most disruptive forces in the league. It hasn't happened yet, but just stay the course, and I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, obviously. But the standout player, the best player on this defense, nose tackle, sexy Dexy Lawrence. Dad, yes, let's talk about Dexter Lawrence, number 97, the nose tackle. He graded out with an 87 grade, an 80.9 pass rushing grade on PFF. He had 3 hurries, 3 tackles, 3 stops. Obviously, didn't do anything in the coverage necessarily. And then he obviously had the 4 solo tackles and am I reading that right? Yeah, 2 hits on the quarterback. Yes, Dexter Lawrence obviously did a lot more with the stat chart show, but where do you rank Dexter Lawrence amongst specifically nose tackles? Because not every defense runs one in the NFL. Where do you rank him amongst nose tackles in the league?
I mean, looking at Dexter Lawrence, I mean, he's one of the most incredible forces, and I mean, I'd certainly say he's probably, I mean, if you're looking just at nose tackles, I guess top five. Again, amongst defensive tackles as a whole, probably top 10 still.
Because not every defense runs the 3-4 defense. So that's like, yeah, the Giants run a 3-4. So for him being a no, like, I just have more respect for nose tackles in that regard. Like being a nose tackle in a 3-4 defense is a very hard job. So Dexter Lawrence very good at what he does. And like you said, top five. I'd even argue top three. So yeah, that might be an interesting ranking later in the season, nose tackle ranking specifically. So we'll see. Um,
Yes, that we will. I also
is
thought
it?
Kayvon Thibodeau had a big game. I was
Yes.
impressed with his play. The five tackles, the sack, two hits on the quarterback, grading out 76.7. I thought we saw a strong effort from Kayvon Thibodeau, and we've been high on him here on the Gridiron Glory all preseason throughout the season.
Yeah, Kayvon Thibodeau, he's an incredible talent, fun player to watch. Thibodeau always doing his thing for sure. Tad, it's also worth noting Tyrone Tracy Jr. real quick in the special teams game. 5 returns for 132 yards. Where do you rank him among specialists in the league? Just special teams ability.
Yeah, I would probably have to rank Tyrone Tracy as around average, maybe slightly above average as a return man.
For sure. Real quick, the two kickers. We'll start with Graham Gano real quick. Three for three. He had a long of 58. Graham Gano going out here doing an incredible job. Would you rank him in the higher tier or the lower tier amongst kickers in the league?
I mean, seasoned veteran, he goes out, he gets the job fairly consistent. Yeah, he's fine. I'd say he's a fine kicker.
While we're on it, we talked big about Dallas. Incredible field goal kicking from Brandon Aubrey, 4 for 4, a long of 64 yards. Tad, when Brandon Aubrey hit that 64-yard field goal, that was a huge field goal for the Dallas Cowboys. Tad, tell me what was going through your head. What were your emotions? And what were you feeling for this Dallas Cowboys team when Brandon Aubrey hit that field goal?
I have to admit it, the first thing I immediately thought of was, man, I'm gonna get a lot of fantasy points for this kick because I have Brandon Aubrey in one of my leagues, and we have a fairly solid bonus for 60-yard field goals. And I was like, man, I might have a chance to win this weekend. Of course, I did in that league. So you'd love to see it for Aubrey. But on a real note, I mean, just no surprise. I mean, at this point, when you see Aubrey going up for a distance field goal, I mean, you know it's always going to have a chance. He might be one of the best long distance kickers in NFL history. I mean, I'd be willing to go that far. I mean,
Um,
just
and
what you see
also,
from him is incredible.
and also, shout out to the long snapper that was a part of that huge 64-yard field goals. Of course, here at the Gridiron Glory, nobody covers the long
Yes.
snappers the way we do. Who was the long snapper that was a part of
Yes.
that? Tad
Certainly,
Dorsey.
certainly without the incredible long snapping of Trent Sieg, they don't win this game. I mean, if he botches any of those snaps, I mean, the New York Giants come away as victors. So I mean, you gotta like give credit to all parts of the team, and that is a big part of the team. Another big part of the team that we mentioned exclusively here on the Gridiron Glory, fullback Hunter Lepke for the Cowboys, two tackles. What's your take on that?
Yeah, Hunter Lupke. He's a great fullback. He didn't get anything on the rushing chart or the receiving chart, but hey, he did get those two tackles. I'm going to assume they were in special teams. So, yeah, exclusive fullback report. He got two tackles. Yeah, good
Yeah, he
job.
certainly did. He graded out 68.4 on special teams because of it. So just I mean, definitely contributors and all across the board in a game like this. Every little bit matters.
Yes, absolutely.
Um,
Yes. So incredible stuff there.
did you have any further takes on this matchup?
I do not.
The Cowboys next week they will be in Chicago to take on the Bears as they look to get above 500. The New York Giants doesn't get any easier. You're hosting the 0-2 Kansas City Chiefs, so we'll see just how
On Sunday Night
those
Football.
two matchups go. That will indeed be Sunday Night Football. You have Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes should be an interesting one. Obviously Chiefs looking to get right, Giants looking to get another upset here um, for their first win. So there you have it. The Cowboys, they come away with a 40-37 overtime victory. Thank you all for watching the Gridiron Glory here with Will and Tad. Please continue to like, subscribe, and follow. Thanks for watching.